You just blew my mind.
Pardon me,
The
Dave?
Isle of Man being not in the Caribbean just threw me off.
Oh, it's not the
You're
Caribbean.
thinking Nevis and St. Kitts.
You're thinking like Panama Papers and stuff. This is the other side. Yeah. Okay. But yeah.
That's where the EU does all their tax dodging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caribbean is more America's centric. Just ask Wachovia and the cocaine money. Um,
Yeah, but I completely dropped a bit. The high order bit. It was on the wrong side of the big ocean.
Oh yeah, no worries. But yeah, we'll look at S&P. We'll get a poll with our membership, and we'll compare that against American Association of Individual Investor data. Hopefully you guys got to catch our boy Dan Sheridan, and if there's any current Dan Sheridan Mentoring Club members, Wani would love to get your feedback. She's thinking about joining with the special offer. So we'll get some feedback.
Just from my background, I've never been a member. I got in too late to compared to people like Dennis and Marianne and some other folk. He's an interesting teacher. He has good storytelling. He does a lot of trade adjustments, and he kind of is a little bit kind of scatterbrained. And to me, it's like, okay, you got to figure out what he's trying to tell you, and then you have to basically figure out how that fits into your trading style.
So, yeah, I think that's well put. And for a lot of us, finding the right temperament and personality match is half the battle. Like, I like Donnie Kaufman a lot for obvious reasons. Yeah.
The Sacramento people were not thrilled. There was at least 6 of them that were in for a year or more.
Sheridan or Theotrade?
Sheridan.
Oh, you mean the map club?
I mean, I'm not going to take a position. I've seen him once.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
There was definitely 6 of them that none of them were great fans at the end. And they'd all been in for more than a year.
Yeah, I think peak Sheridan was probably a decade ago. I think he's aged out of the game.
He was one of the first, but there's been a lot of water that's gone under the bridge since then.
Yeah. But
he was one of the first market makers to do training, as I gather, because I came too late, just like Kurt. I never wanted to spring for the $6,000 for the lifetime, which then turned into $600 a year, even if you paid the $6,000, as I understand it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think there's a few that he can't touch. Like Dennis is a perfect example because he doesn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, and this is Dennis Wong, in case you guys are wondering. But yeah, this is like Rob's era. Jim, like Jim Norton and Dan Sheridan go way back. So yeah.
Yeah, you had in those days you had a choice between Optionetics and Sheridan, I think.
Yeah.
Pick your poison.
So that means
I picked Optionetics.
Okay. Wait, so that means I'm Gen 3 leadership for SVOG, if we're counting this correctly then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gen 4 nowhere in sight, but we'll worry about that later.
No.
They're trying to get it. They're trying to get a job at Wendy's at the moment. So
and remember that Jim was Gen 2. Jim and Rob were Gen 2.
Oh shit. So I'm number 4 then.
Yeah.
We're looking for number 5.
They hijacked SVOG from the original, but those were the days when it met in somebody's living room.
Yeah, what was the original founder's name?
I forget his name.
Yeah. This is going.
I was never involved in those days.
I think he's passed away too, so it's quite a bit. And then my first SVOG meeting was at the Wyndham Hotel in North San Jose. You guys had a $1.50 hot dogs, just like Costco. I still remember that.
Yes.
So
But that was way before my time.
really? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like 20 or 21. So yeah, that was like 20 years ago. It's crazy. All right, sorry, we're having too much fun here. So yes, nice options history time capsule there. Yeah, Optionetics back in the day. Is that website still up? Oh my God, I'm just kidding.
No, they sold it to Options Express, and then it
Yeah.
went all over. Anyway, Tom Gentile was one of the founders of it. He bought it, and he's uh, doing it on his site there.
Well, he passed away in Singapore years ago.
No, not Tom, the other guy. I'm trying to think of his name.
Yeah, Tom
Oh, it's
Gentile.
more. It's about 10 years ago or more that he passed away.
Yeah, George Fontenelle's. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Gen-
Fontanellis or
yeah, he's the guy that.
Way, and then Gentile bought it, I think.
Yeah, he resuscitated it or resurrected it. Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
George.
And his stuff is really expensive, by the way.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
how
I've
like a
got
bunch
a-
of us have his book still,
Yeah.
right?
It was actually going through the course was interesting, and I did actually learn a lot. Although I had a lot of people, sitting on the fence saying that, oh, I can't trade that way. But I mean, their big thing was to sell the platinum.
Membership thing.
Yeah, to get you into that and all the rest of it. So
And
that's
wasn't-
where they were making their money.
I think
Just like
didn't-
Invest Tools and their 20 grand
right.
all inclusive.
Invest
Oh, I
tools.
didn't pay that
Right.
much.
Wow.
I forget. I know I got a bunch of DVDs and crap there that are sitting collecting dust someplace.
Wow. I remember this was my first options book, Fontanellis's pink one. I was like, this is a trippy book. And it's a very shitty book, but it was my first one.
I mean, he did have some good points and interesting,
Yeah.
way to go about things. It's like a lot of stuff with trading. Not everybody agrees with doing it the same way. So
It was a very brief overview of everything. It was like deep in nothing. I was like, the vertical explanation was like 2 paragraphs. I'm like, wait, this is the most fundamental building block of all my trades, and you only dedicate half a page.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, lots of good times there. But you guys are so lucky that options education has become affordable and scalable and practically free. It was horrific like 20 years ago.
Except now you have to sort through all kinds of crap.
Yeah. But yes, then you have to deal with like NFTs and other idiots and financial gurus on Instagram. So yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we'll go over some idiots of the week. I have it queued up on my other screen. And yeah, we'll go over the market, of course. We'll look at the key indexes, we'll look at VIX and the dollar strength. We'll look at the latest in fear and greed analytics with the Heidenberg-Omen and the McKellen Stock Breadth Index. And of course, we got to look at Jeffrey Hirsch's data from the Stock Traders Almanac and see how September, October, and November is going to line up with our portfolio ambitions. And we have limited sector rotation data at the moment. We'll take a look at the earnings seasons that's starting up. We'll look at what the kids are trading for our counterparty risk with the Wall Street Bets kids. And getting to our news cycle, I thinned it down a little bit since last week, or the last 2-3 weeks. We've had way too many articles to go over, so we're going to slow it down a little bit. Coming up major for economic news, we got the PCE data wrapping up for the month of September, closing us out soon. And again, that's the most, that's the number that I like to fudge the most since the CPI composite is already abused to its limit. But yeah, we'll take a look at that and the other key asset classes. And Black Swan list, I think, is currently up to date. Bangladesh. Let's spell this. Bangladesh. Bangladesh. How do you Bangladesh? There we go. I think that's the current black swans. There's more minor ones, but nothing major. Theaters of war, let me think. Have there been more explosions? Kind of. A lot of it's in Lebanon at the moment. So I guess we gotta put, I mean, Lebanon's already on the map. I guess we can bold it. Or maybe we should put it in red. Yeah, Lebanon's in trouble. Okay. All right. What else? Getting to currency news. Oh, nothing here at the moment, for this week. Nothing urgent. All right, let's go. Skipping to domestic news. We'll look at the latest in predicted stats for this crazy November election, and we will compare what the betting public thinks is going to happen. And I got a snapshot of the super PAC donations, and I'm a little bit surprised, but yeah, red versus blue. Big dog is Google, and Microsoft, and who the hell is Brown Brown?
Brown Root, major construction
Oh wow,
conglomerate.
they're very blue. I'm a little surprised. Yeah, okay, we'll take a look at them. Thanks, Gary. And then American Airlines is top dog on the red team. Walmart, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, UA, FedEx, and then looks like Nvidia is not on that side. Looks like most of tech is pretty blue, except Microsoft is double dealing, so that's no surprise there.
So is Brown and Brown.
Yeah, okay. So yes, the Uniparty wins again. Surprise, surprise. All right. And of course, Nancy Pelosi, Mr. Paul Pelosi, is yet again the best trader of the ages, and just in time got out of Visa before antitrust charges came in. And I'm wondering what their Nvidia position looks like at the moment with Supermicro imploding. What else is fun? We'll take a look at Morgan Stanley's massive downgrades all across the board. So that should be fun. And let's see if Moody's follows in.
Yeah, but weren't they doing the same thing before the election in 2020, downgrading everything? We're going to have a recession and everything kind of thing.
Wow, I don't recall.
Yeah, that's pretty much what was going on because they thought the
Oh.
Democrats were going to win. And that was whatever the scuttlebutt that they're talking about. If you, what's his name on Fox? There was predicting the big recession, and he come out and said, "Oh, I was wrong."
Okay, maybe they were forcing like recessional indicators or recessional news just to scare the voting public. Yeah, we'll take a look maybe. Okay, cool. What else? Sorry, does someone have a comment? Okay. Looks like Warren Buffett is nearly done dumping Bank of America, and we got to take a look at that in just a sec. And yeah, okay. What else? Looks like Gen Z is doing a lot of what's called doom spending. They're just playing with credit card balances to the max, basically. Because they don't really have a future. They don't have jobs, they don't have homes, they don't have really education. I mean, what else are they going to do except play with drugs? All right, so yeah, when we look at another concurrent stat, which is smartphone abuse with Gen Z, and expanding on demographics, we're looking at working age populations around the world, so that should be fun. And what else is fun? Looking for the Great White North, looks like there's a huge surge in auto loan fraud, and that's definitely bullish for the market. So we'll take a look at that. And then pivoting to real estate news, with the sugar high of the rate cut, we'll take a look at tumbling mortgage rates and how home sales have been progressing, but mortgage applications are still down in a big way. So again, this sugar high is not really going to work. And it looks like U.S. ownership of foreign ownership of U.S. land is continuing to skyrocket. We'll take a look at who else besides Billy Gates is chomping on the bit here. And last but not least, I got some intel on Miami. And speaking of boom and bust, I thought these comments were pretty funny. This guy says, like, yeah, in 1980s, Miami was at a risk of a housing bubble. In the 2000s, Miami's at the risk of a housing bubble. In the 2020s, Miami's at the risk of a housing bubble. So I thought that was pretty good. And some other locals were mentioning that the key industries of Miami is just drug money, retirement money, and drug rehab, which really sounds like Palm Desert to me and the Palm Springs area, which is just CBD and weed dispensaries, drug rehab, and a lot of golf. Seems really similar. Oh yeah, and Palm Springs is the gay mecca for LA apparently.
You
Right, cool.
forgot the Cuban diaspora in Miami.
That too. The white powder isn't just because people like the smell. But yeah, maybe I need to date some Cuban girls, you know, to leverage the anti-commie hate or something. But yeah, we'll see. And then I got some fun intel on Elon Musk as we switch to tech news. His popularity among Democrats has plummeted to 6%, according to polling data. Oh my God, Tesla's done. We'll take a look at those details. And then as everyone's talking about AI, here's some hard numbers on the cost of training AI models. So we'll take a look at that. And looks like a lot of these facilities will be built in Virginia and the East Coast, not in the West Coast, ironically. Looks like they're keeping them really close to Langley. That's quite the short leash. Cool. Anyway, what else has happened? Oh yeah, Chevron has dumped San Ramona's headquarters, by the way. They're moving to Texas. And it looks like Shell is abandoning their hydrogen projects in Norway. And I'm not sure if that's due to reduced slowdown of crypto mining there or not. We'll take a look. But yeah. Pivoting to labor news, this has been pretty bad. Lots of white collar layoffs all across the board in the tech scene, no less. Even my banker friends are getting laid off, and they're on data science teams there, and they're getting like a pile of them got laid off on Monday. It's pretty bad at Wells Fargo. Cool, but we'll take a look at the latest unemployment stats from today. And what else? We're seeing wholesale movement of Haitians for industrial outputs. And this is way worse than eating cats. And that is long and verified, but yeah. Okay, pivoting to international news, we got some more fun stuff. Looks like Zelensky is on a victory tour in the East Coast of the United States, and he's signing 155 millimeter shells and whatnot. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, he's begging for more money and whatnot. And then pivoting to the Middle East, on its way out, one carrier group, its oil vessel, well, not for the carrier, but for the entire carrier group, the oil supply ship got caught on some rocks, and it's stuck off the Oman coast, and it's just crazy ironic. But yeah, we'll take a look at this. Like the entire Achilles heel of a carrier fleet was in the oil tanker trailing behind it, and there's
that skipper's not long for the Navy.
Correct. Well, a lot of them are DEI hires, so the continued incompetence is of no surprise. And there was that one naval captain that held the rifle backwards. If you guys remember, that got fired.
Yeah.
Like, how can we trust you with like tomahawks and nuclear weapons if you can't figure out a rifle? Like, this is backwards. And this is way too high on the shoulder. This foregrip is way too close. You don't even need it that far back. There's a lot of problems here. So yeah. But in his defense, someone handed this to him, and he didn't know he was on camera. So to be fair, All right. Okay, good stuff. So carrier groups, we'll talk about that. Oh, looks like I have a redundant article. Let me just delete the earlier one. I'll do that when I get back up there. Okay. What else is happening? Speaking of that key waterway through the Red Sea, looks like the cargo ship traffic jam will continue. So, and if you don't pay the toll, your stuff doesn't even get through. So quite complicated. So
Wasn't there a big hit in Yemen there by the Israelis or whatever? They had a major.
yeah,
um,
I've lost track, Gary.
Yeah.
They're the counter hit, the original. I don't know. I don't know.
It's absolutely crazy, but what's going there for sure.
Yeah, they take toll charges really seriously here. It's like you don't pay, we launch RPGs. And what else? Oil news. Wow, all the oil shorts are getting their teeth kicked in. So that's not fun. We'll take a look at the latest there. Precious metals, though, holy cow! Every week we are setting highs. 96.72 at the moment. Silver breaking 32. Peter Schiff was saying like a month ago, the floor price for gold will be 2,500 and 30 for silver. So yeah, this is kind of crazy. And you have to keep this in relative terms. Gold is at all-time highs like every other day. And silver is only at 60% highs from the 1980s from the Hunts brothers. So
Yeah,
if
it's really funny how silver actually is almost inverse to gold.
yeah, and for long time folks that are married to silver like myself, we've been on suicide watch for the last decade. So yeah.
So
Oh.
the BRICS meeting is October 22 to 24. So there is a significant possibility that gold will go nuts because of that.
Don't tell Wani to get leaps on gold. She'll follow through.
Okay, I'm not going to say.
I may. So
There's a definite potential of a big pop, and I know
yeah.
It'll create a big ripple.
Or-
Let's don't trade on my thoughts. It's an event that's definitely notable. I'm going to trade it.
But if you look at the charts, though, if you look at like gold charts, it's telling a different story.
I will inject myself in there. So I'm with you, Wani. I've been watching gold, silver futures, the ETFs, the miners, the fake ETFs, and all the physical stats I can find. And it seems like the central banking analytics are not feeding into what I'm looking at. That's why like there's these mammoth moves that I'm caught unawares because like the charts aren't reflecting that. So I blame the Shanghai Gold Exchange. So it's the Shanghai Gold Exchange at war with COMEX and the London clearing houses. So there is definitely asymmetrical there's asymmetrical information. So that's why like if you look at the GC futures contracts, like it doesn't make sense. If anything, you'd be seeing a pullback. But yeah, we could look into that a little bit deeper.
Is that part of the politics of China?
They lie.
I mean Shanghai versus Beijing.
That too, and also we just caught last week, right? We were talking about this. The Royal House of Saudi got caught double dealing with gold with a Swiss broker, right? So this was last week. So that's why like the what you're seeing on Thinkorswim doesn't match the real data because these are like mammoth moves. Like when it comes to like global warming, to not talk about volcanoes is deceptive. Like these are the mammoth moves. So this is like, a tectonic plate moving. So
I have a question though.
Yeah.
Why is it this headline, just looking at this headline, why does the Saudi central bank have to secretly buying 160 tons of gold?
Because it's too much. It'll move the market.
They don't want to get shot by the Americans.
Well, I mean, no, all of these they do the backroom deal and they say, oh, well, on a certain date or over a certain number of days, we're going to do these transactions. but we want to do it behind the scenes so that we don't
Mhm.
affect the
So
price of the gold in the whole world.
Okay,
It's just
don't
like
want to move.
the giant
Okay.
traders, Warren Buffett doesn't tell you what he's going to trade before he does it.
Right.
Warren,
Fog.
what is the gold production, annual gold production worldwide per year? I would thought it was on the order of 360 tons or so.
Oh my God, Larry.
What? 3,000?
Larry's close. Holy shit.
Oh, okay, so it's 3,000. I was off by an order of magnitude.
Just by one.
3,000?
Just the order of 10, Larry. That's pretty good. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Yeah, the other thing is JP Morgan and Barclays get penalized by regulators on a regular basis because of manipulations in gold.
All
Yeah,
the
that's-
time.
I mean,
All
all
the
the time.
That's very true.
Yeah.
They're the merchant of death when it comes to gold and silver. Because they took over Stearns's books. They were the go-to silver and gold player. And then once JP Morgan took them over, then they were the default big boy. But yeah.
So 3,000 tons a year in gold production?
It's not that big. And then total
Seems like a lot.
no. It's so dense. Like total gold on the planet is about the
Mhm.
size of a tennis court as like a square.
Yeah.
That's it.
An Olympic swimming pool.
Yeah, that's it.
I think the number's like 1.5 Olympic swimming pools or something.
Most of the gold is stuck in a form of lava under the Earth's crust. That's
Right.
most of it. Like you go to the right place on the planet, there's volcanoes that are throwing up gold flakes everywhere, but they're also throwing up lava. Like you'll die.
There's a lot of gold in the ocean too.
Yeah, on the
One of these days
surface.
They'll start
Yeah.
rotating the whole ocean surface to get the metals.
Yeah, there's
Ocean
gold.
surface?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
The whatever, the dirt under the ocean.
Yeah, it's floating on it's diffused into the water. It's crazy. Yeah. So if you make enough sea salt, you'll find gold. Is the short answer.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It also collects in these little nodules that look kind of like golf balls.
Yeah,
You can find stuff,
yeah.
but there's a lot of metals, and it
Yeah.
really is in these funny little balls.
And it's on asteroids, it's on the moon, but
That's what'll happen.
that's
Elon
kind of
Musk
hard to
will
get there.
go grab an asteroid they'll have.
Yeah.
That's Bezos' ultimate dream.
Yeah.
What is the cost per 1 ounce of gold in terms of labor and production?
Oh God. All right. Newmont Mining, cost of gold ounce production. Here you go.
So 1,439 per ounce in production
Right. And you sell it for
for
2,600.
2,000. So
Right.
about half. They
But
make about 50.
Wani, you're looking at like this is from Newmont's point of view. So they're wrapping there's fewer players that have better economies of scale. So the challenge of mining is there's a lot of regional regulations that are a pain in the
Right.
ass. So you got EPA, you got everyone to take care of, and there's bribes and bullshits and there's sabotage, just all kinds of insanity. So if we look at someone else, the cost of production will be very different. So let's look at like Barrick, who was the former big dog. They're at 1,947, you see?
Whoa,
So
it's a
that's
lot more.
that's $500 more. So there's efficiencies that different players have. So, and the smaller you go, like the shittier it gets, right? So, and there's a lot of gold players. We like when we get to the gold part, we can do a deeper dive, but since I've already opened this, let me just show you really quickly like the gold ecosystem. And there's a lot of folks, and there's folks who specialize on this. I'm not really one of them, but yeah. Here's like Newmont, the big dog. Here's Barrick Gold, but there's also other ones. Like here's AEM, which is very big. GDX is the basket. I'm kind of following some smaller players like Kinross here. They're a little bit bigger overseas. This is bigger in like Africa. But yeah, let's take a look at the silver miners really quick. But yeah, if anyone wants to grab a screenshot really quick, here is the gold ecosystem by market cap, if you want to grab this. And here's silver. So here's Pan American Silver, the big dog. Here's is it Hecla. They're big in Central America. I've been big into First Majestic for a long time, and yeah, and then I have one that has both. Let me find it. Where is it? What did I call it? Oh, here we go. Super Saiyan Fusion. So here's gold and silver, and then it's nice to see everyone's market cap together. And as you can take a glance, a lot of the silver companies just looked at are teeny tiny. Gold is the big dog for the most part because it's where the money is. And silver is $30 an ounce. That's a joke. A lot of copper mines and gold mines have leftover silver ore that they're refined, and that's how they get their silver. So for the most part, yeah, gold leads the wave, but
Yes,
silver
a lot of
makes
times silver is just a byproduct of
Yeah.
copper and whatever.
yeah.
Mhm.
But silver will have bigger gains in the future because there's a drastic undersupply that people haven't factored in.
You're hoping.
Mhm.
Oh, we're hoping. Absolutely, we're hoping.
And silver's consumed. Gold isn't consumed so much.
Right.
What about that colloidal silver? What part of
Yeah.
that is that
Uh,
part of the silver? What is that? Where it come from?
colloidal
Colloidal
silver.
silver. I
Yeah.
know
So
it's for the health, right? People take it for
right. Silver has antiviral and antibacterial
right.
properties. So it is good in some specific use cases for that. So yeah, definitely helpful. I think it's a little novel, relatively speaking. The medical industry is not a big fan for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So in the olden days, they put a silver coin in water and
Yes,
water.
I was
And if
going
you have
to
electricity, then you can put silver into the water.
yes, my friend, I met her the other day. She put silver in her water. And I said, "Why are you doing that for? What is that for?"
Yeah, there's
Read it
some.
on the internet.
Yeah, we don't have time to talk about it, but there's some use cases for this. In a similar line or similar line of thought, this is why like when I design buildings, if I can get ahead of or if I get into the build order sequence fast enough, I always request brass handled knobs for doorways and bathrooms because
Why is that?
they're self-cleaning over 6 to 8 hours.
Oh,
Like brass is self-cleaning because it has a it has an antibiotic like effect. Yeah, it's self-sanitizing. Yeah. So yeah, like copper fixtures, brass. That's why a lot of it was used for a long time. Nickel has it to a certain
nickel.
extent, but to a lower concentration. But yeah. These are like minor things, but like over time, like you can imagine, like if you have a household, you have the right, doorknobs, your kids will get sick a lot less and it adds up. So like little things like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so that's related to colloidal silver. Okay, cool. But yeah, we'll definitely talk gold and silver progress and we'll look at the charts. But yeah, we gotta talk China and China's holy shit. They and I don't have a lot of China shorts on because the sector's kind of strong. So, but I had some contracts and they are not pretty. But we will take a look at the stats. M2 money supply has exploded, and this is a bailout from heaven or hell. You guys can decide. It is insane. And iPhone 16 sales are a disaster. And we'll take a look at that. And for the first time, as we've reported 2 weeks ago, China has discounts on the iPhone 16, which is like Apple doesn't do discounts. But yeah, we'll take a look at all of that. So Apple's in trouble. And if Apple's in trouble in China, you gotta know Elon Musk is in trouble. So we'll take a look at all of that.
Yeah, there was something saw news flash somewhere about China and Elon Musk, and it wasn't good news for Elon.
Yeah, Elon is toast. And he's making a lot of enemies in America. He's pissing off his entire original fan base, like all of the DNC. Like, how does this end well for you? I don't know, but he's a drug addict, so he's not thinking straight anyway. So yeah. But yeah, we will take a look at this monetary bazooka from China and some other Pacific Ocean drama and some stuff. But yeah. good stuff there. So yeah, that is the fun stuff. And let's go back to our top and let's start with our poll. I would love to get everyone's feedback on where you think the SP 500 will be by next week. So you should see the votes on the screen. And while I get that going, we'll pull up AAII data. And the ES hasn't moved since the meeting has started. Moved up a little bit. Moved up a little bit. All right, cool. All right, thank you folks for your thoughts. Looks like we are 33% bullish, 33% sideways, and 33% bearish. So very evenly spread, very fair group. Okay. And
Wow.
compared to the buy and hold cohort here, let's see, they're very strong like last week. It's very optimistic overall. Overall, I'd say this week is more bullish than last week, according to the AAII. All right. Okay, excellent. And let's take a look at is the Sheridan meeting hosted? Let's check. It is. Okay, excellent. So if you didn't catch last Saturday, it is now posted. So please take a look. Excellent. I'll drop the link in the chat if you don't have it. You will need to sign in, but yeah. Cool.
If somebody knows like what they thought was important, I'd love to hear it.
Oh yeah, I saw a blurb on Discord because
It's
they
a lot
want to
of
invest.
hours.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I have to review it myself, so I'll share highlights. This transcript function's awesome though.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could search on that.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have to scramble internally for next speaker. Okay. Great stuff. Okay. Let's go to toss and do our index overview. Gary, comment?
Oh, I was just trying to sign in there and I thought I had it in my bit locker, my password and all that stuff, but I guess I didn't put it there.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Whatever. Anyway, I'll look at it. I'll figure it out after.
Password management. The joys of the internet.
So Google said that there's a rumor on the dark web that their password stuff was busted. It was in the news a couple days ago.
Google.
It's not important. I'll find a link.
But Google, I mean, they are the enemy. So
Well, no.
One thing that I found with Google in the past couple of weeks is when you go to sign in someplace, at least with Firefox, the CAPTCHAs don't work anymore. You have to go get an extra program in order to kind of bypass whatever Google did to them.
yeah, I just do audio captchas now. Because the other stuff, they'll just have it clicking forever. Is this what you were mentioning?
Yeah.
Gary? Google is
in the last week they.
Oh, okay. Let me drop
Well,
this
no,
in the
that one's pro. There was one that said that the dark web has a rumor that they could break it in like an hour or a day or something. And anyways, it was sort of a panic message. It's just a couple days.
I see. Well, as soon as quantum computing is achieved, right? Everything breaks, right?
Well, no, it's not supposed to. You're supposed to have 10 engineers who try and break it for months or years, and it's like the crypto inside of CPUs. And
I know, but the sheer calculation speed at that level, it should be overwhelming. Okay. I think it's this thing, but yeah. Okay. I pasted it in the chat. All right. Let's let me paste this in the chat for you, Wani. The self cleaning aspect. The Ollie. Aligio, Aligio, Aligio dynamic. Is that how you pronounce it? Okay.
It was a
Okay.
big thing back in the old, in Rome times.
They had an accident, a fate where the lead pipes didn't kill them because of this, or partially because of this. But
No,
yeah.
that was pewter and
Oh, that was the
drinking,
calcification.
I mean, the food serving plates and glasses and stuff. But like silver was one of those things you can take dangerous water and it would help kill
Yeah,
off
yeah.
dangerous water.
And in the Eastern quartz, I mean, palaces, they had silver chopsticks to detect poisons.
Yeah, so like in the olden days, people drank beer and wine and stuff like that because the alcohol would be safe and
Yeah, the water would
the
kill
water
you.
wasn't safe.
Swamp butt.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to trading, guys. All right. Leaving swamp butt behind. All right, let's look at the indexes and go through the tiers of supposed smart money. So here we have ES futures on the S&P 500. Looking at momentum, it is relatively strong, which is disturbing. So there is some definite inflows here for the last 2 weeks, it looks like. And our last recent peak was the middle of July. So we are looking at kind of a relatively shallow bull run, but a bull run nonetheless. Now, what's really happening, we have to look under the hood. And it seems like the smart money is just buying really cheap hedges for the future. And they're playing with house money. They've taken their profits. They expect the market to crash. And they're just chilling before the election and the rip your face off correction. And today's a little bit sleepier, but yeah, 2.1 fair value on the put call ratio is about 1.4. If this sizzle number is working, this means there is 10 times more calls than the normal 5-day volume. And looking at contract count, that is clearly wrong. But at least it tells us something, that even though this number is broken, it seems that there is a positive bias versus a negative bias. So I know that it runs counter to the put call ratio, but this is more about the short term plays, and then here's the longer term play. Or if that explanation makes sense. Maybe not. Maybe it's just too many things happening. All right, let's go to the next tier of supposed smart money, SPX, the big boy option contracts. Don Kaufman's affectionately called the mother of all trades. And very normal trading day. Fair value for the put call ratio is 1.3, 1.4. Today is 1.2, very normal. 0 to 20 bearish deltas are very sleepy. Yeah, it is a normal, healthy, range-bound trading day now that the Thursday job stats or claim stats have come out. Yeah, looks like it's a nice day for iron condors. Maybe I should move Trader Talk to Tuesdays, because Thursdays is actually a pretty good day for trading, and I'm like busy for 3 hours. Okay.
If you're into options, yeah.
Yeah. Warren is not as smart as he thinks he is. Okay. Going to SPY, let's see. You know what? Mondays suck. We should move this to Mondays. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the SPY. Let's look at the retail side of the house. How is retail momentum looking? Let's go to the big chart. Looks like momentum on balance volume with net inflows looks very similar to the ES side. So we are seeing some confirmation there at least. Okay, excellent. Let's look under the hood, however. Where is the money? All right, put call ratio 1.1, fairly bullish. Fair values again 1.3, 1.4, but the SPY side is pretty retail centric and very optimistic. And today is no exception. Bearish deltas from 0 to 20 are very sleepy at 40% of the total bearish contracts. So folks are enjoying just a nice soft green day as well here with iron condors, or maybe like for SPY folks, they're probably running the wheel. which doesn't hurt, but one medium black swan, and there goes your portfolio. Okay. Let's go to the next retail darling, which is tech stocks. And let's look at the NASDAQ. And we know the NASDAQ is carried basically by NVIDIA. And so here's the NASDAQ. And just as a reference point, let me pull up whatchamacallit, the equal weighted, oh, sorry, that's the equal weighted S&P. Okay, actually, I do want to look at the equal weighted stat really quick. Or the chart. I just want to show it to you guys. Let me pull up SPX really quick, just so you guys have a compare and contrast. Here. Yeah. So on the line of thought with the NASDAQ, there is a very unequal weighting due to NVIDIA's heavy market cap. And if we were to look at the SPX on a more even weighted footing, this is what it would look like. And however, we don't quite have that smoothed out experience due to NVIDIA, but we can imagine at least this bigger extreme was the post-split fallout. But yeah, so this is what equal weighted would look like. Okay, just want to show you guys the contrast and how obscene NVIDIA is. All right, let's go back to the Qs. Toss was running really smoothly this morning. Oh, maybe it's let me turn off video. Compressed video probably sorry, encrypted video probably slows down the transmission a bit. Okay, here's the NASDAQ. Let's go back to our stats. Looks like we're pacing 2x of the S&P at the moment. That's fairly normal. Let's look under the hood and see what today's betting public likes about the NASDAQ. All right, it looks like everyone's very happy with the NASDAQ. It was just 0.777 on the put call ratio, very bullish, extreme optimism. I guess it doesn't make sense. A week after the 50 basis point sugar high, I guess there's reason to celebrate. But yeah. All right, and let's go to the Russell 2000. And this has been quite the stronger index. I think it's unwarranted, but for some reason, people think small caps have been a safe haven over, say, the Mag 7. But yeah, there's been some significant inflows. And unlike NASDAQ and S&P, the Russell 2000 has seen a big spike in August, which we didn't see on the other charts. And we see the on-balance volume spike right here. And currently, this current bull rush is not that strong, relatively speaking. And on the candles, look at this. Lots of dojis, a lot of uncertainty. These are not confident candles. So yeah, this bull rush at the moment is weaker than the mid-July high, which is not the same as the S&P charts. So I would consider this Russell 2000 rally as a false rally. And yeah, this positive inflow can disappear on just some bad news. And there's no 50 basis point cut to talk about anymore, or at least not till for a while. But yeah, so yeah, seeing some weakness here. Let's look under the hood. Yeah, a little crazy here. Put call ratio for the Russell 2000 is 2.3. That is fair value. And today we're very, very bullish at below 1. And we're seeing very sleepy deltas on the bearish side of 0 to 20 at 47%. So yeah, maybe we know something these other investors don't. and that's that the Russell 2000. This is a head fake. This is not going to be sustainable. And I think our fears are shared by other people. These are a lot of dojis. Like, God, that looks so scary. Yeah, okay. Let's
You
look.
notice it took a double top there on the daily chart there at around 227, something like that. So basically it's probably getting ready to pull back.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It is forming, isn't it? Yeah, nice, beautiful little double top. It looks like M for McDonald's almost. Okay. And the Russell 2000 will overreact badly because it just has that built-in volatility. And so I call it affectionately, that crazy ex-girlfriend that overreacts and burns your house down and slashes your car tires. All right, the diamonds. All right, diamonds is usually the most optimistic index of them all and very thinly traded. Today is kind of odd that it's a little bit bearish, so diverging from the usual and pretty sleepy. Yeah, this is what, under, how many contracts is that? 20 and 30, 50,000 contracts. Yeah, that's pretty sleepy. But looking at momentum, wow, a lot of money rotating in here. This goes back to Larry's point with Bubba that the big boys use the diamonds for index rotation purposes, and seems to be the case. This is slightly non-correlated, slightly, a little bit. It's certainly more bullish than the S&P and the NASDAQ and even the Russell 2000. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the VIX and see where we're at there. 15.33. Beautiful. Very sleepy. What is this? The VIX would be in 10th grade if this was an age. Okay. Not an adult yet. Not an adult. All right. So those are all the key indexes. Let's go back to our notes. So seeing kind of a lot of things happening. And maybe this sucker's rally isn't quite as robust as it seems. Okay, let's go to the Fear and Greed Index with CNN and take a look at what they think is happening with the market. And of course, the aggregate score here is very optimistic at 72 on the Greed and Fear Index. Yesterday was 67, a week ago was 65, a month ago was 43, and a year ago was 24. And this is lending some credence to the thought that there are historical trends, and these lookbacks are important and valuable. So knowing that September and October are traditionally our risk on months, this 1 year look back is a good reminder. All right, cool. But at the moment, there is some optimism with the S&P at least, and we're seeing that with the big gap between the 125-day moving average and where it's currently at the moment. But going to the Heisenberg Omen here with the 52-week high versus 52-week low, looks like overall we're trending towards 52-week high, but is that value or is that price, right? I mean, we know that the Fed is printing money, to even more extreme tune this week. And we're really becoming Venezuela, where the stock market rips up, but Main Street is collapsing. So yeah, we're heading towards stagflation, and that's shitty for all of us. Unless you're really close to the money printer, then you don't care. All right, pivoting to the stock breadth indicator of the McKellen Index. This is more of a median value by looking at the net number of shares rising versus the net number of shares, the net number of tickers rising versus the net number of tickers falling. And we're still pivoted, or we're still on that extreme greed side. So fairly juicy at the moment for the bulls, but I don't know if that's going to hold off for very long. Considering that we almost died on that Saturday about a week and a half ago, if you guys were following the geopolitical data out of Russia. Like we almost went to nukes on that Saturday. So yeah, kind of crazy. And yeah, VIX should definitely not be 15, but that's a different conversation. All right, September Almanac. Let's see. We're almost done. This is our final. Is this our final meeting? Wait, I think we have one more, right? Since September has 5 weeks. Oh no, it will be October 3rd. Okay. So yeah, this is the final September meeting. Wow. Moment in time. All right. Let's see. As a reminder, the Almanac says portfolio managers back after Labor Day tend to clean house in September. Biggest percentage loser on the S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ since 1950. Streak of 4 great Dow Septembers, averaging 4.2% gains, ended in 99. Blah, 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 blah. Day after Labor Day, Dow was down 11 of the last 15. S&P opened up strong 17 of the last 28 years, but tends to close the week due to end of quarter mutual fund portfolio restructuring. Last trading day, S&P down 19 of the past 30. September, triple witching week can be dangerous. Week after is pitiful. Clearly Thursday today didn't get that memo, but yeah. That's September for you guys. And let's take a peek at October. Beware October phobia from crashes in 29, 87, and 97, and back-to-back massacres in 78 and 79, and Friday the 13th, 1989, and the 2008 meltdown. And yet October is a bear killer and turned the tide in 13 post-World War II bear markets. Blah, 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 blah. First October Dow top in 07, and it was the worst 6 months of the year, ends in October. And October is no longer the worst month of the year, sometimes. And it is the best Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ month from 93 to 07. Interesting, those were big QE years too. And presidential election year Octobers since 1950 has ranked October as number 12 for the Dow, number 12 for the S&P, and number 12 for the NASDAQ. Yet October is a great time to buy, and big October gains 5 years from 99 to 03 are after atrocious Septembers. And entering the big six, the best 6 months earlier using MACD, blah, blah, blah. October 22nd, sorry, October 2022 was the best Dow month, up over 4,000 and 14%. Okay, so what does that mean? The markets go everywhere. Perfect. And looking towards the Santa Claus rally of November, November will be number 1 for the S&P and number 2 for the Dow since 1950, number 2 for the NASDAQ since 1971, and it is the start of the best 6 months of the year, and NASDAQ's best 8 months and the best 3. Simple MACD timing indicator triples the best 6-month strategy and doubles the NASDAQ's best 8. And the day before and after Thanksgiving Day combined, only 19 losses in 71 years. And week before Thanksgiving Dow, it was up 19 of the last 30 and only down the last 6. And in presidential election years, November's ranked number 1 for the Dow, number 1 for the S&P, and number 7 for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ was down 22.9% in November 2000 due to an undecided election and tech bubble burst. You know, we read these things every week, and like I think maybe we talk about it too much, but in a certain in some way we can desensitize you towards like for the bad news. But like if I read that for the first time, I'd be terrified. But yeah, risk on for November in case you were wondering what to do with your tech stocks. Maybe slap on a hedge on NVIDIA. All right, cool. I still don't have stock charts. We'll skip this. Earnings. What's the latest earnings for today? I haven't looked yet. Costco. Oh, hello. BlackBerry. Oh, nothing for Friday, but yeah, we're closing out CarMax, Accenture, and let's take a peek at next week. You know it's earnings season when the banking stocks show up. Here's Carnival, almost the bank stocks. Where's all the bank stocks? Paychecks, Nike, JP Morgan's nearby. Where's JP Morgan? Levi Strauss, Constellation. Where's the banks? Where's the banks? Where's the banks? 2 weeks ago, Pepsi. Where's all the XLF boys? Pizza. Okay, whatever. Oh, JP Morgan. Here we go. October 11th. Oh shit. All right, 2 more weeks to go for the rest of us, and then we got the Big Mac 7 boys behind them. I think at some level, some of you guys have memorized the earnings calendar, right? I imagine for the veterans, you guys know exactly what's happening. All right, good stuff. All right, speaking of earnings, here's the kids that are gonna play earnings, and they're gonna treat it like a insane all-in play here. So here's Wall Street Bets. This is the aggregator that reads all of the posts for us, so we don't have to read the individual posts, and we just look at word sentiment. So at a glance, super micro, a lot of bearish sentiment, a lot of dreams are destroyed here, definitely with the DOJ probe. Nvidia number 2, and who thinks Nvidia is not going to be affected by super micro's accounting fraud? Who in their right mind thinks that? So I imagine smart money is going to unload on Nvidia. But who else is here? Micron just had earnings, Tesla, more airline stupidity, Baba with Chinese stimulus, NASDAQ, Rocket Lab, AI, Gap, Intel, BlackBerry, they have earnings, Apple, Lunar, Meta, more space stuff, Pinduoduo for Chinese stimulus. This is something else. Microsoft, oil news, gold. Hey, what's up? What's line? Cook? What the hell's Cook? DJT. Holy shit. That is a stupid ass stock. Okay. You know, I'm a fan of Trump, but that stock is a travesty. Okay, let's go with our first economics article, and we'll take a glance of all the key sectors. And this is again, did Powell make his statements yet? He's finished, right? Let's check the timeline really quick. Where are we? Oh yeah, FOMC members are all done. Okay, guess we'll have to catch the commentary afterwards. Mr. Governor Cook will speak in about 4 hours. Okay. And then Tokyo CPI comes out. Who cares about Tokyo? But yeah. Tomorrow, what are we looking at? Nothing important. Oh, Governor Bauman speaks. Okay. Got it. Oh, yeah, back to article. Okay. Let's see. So here's our Mag 7 players. Oh, this chart looks terrible. This is something else.
PCE is a good stat. That's tradable.
Tradable. Is it as explosive as like CPI data?
No, but it's
No.
it's
Like
in
medium,
the same, you know,
like
it's within 3x.
yeah, okay. Like medium strength.
Yes. It's definitely tradable.
Okay.
Like PMIs, PCEs.
CPE date is September.
Doesn't matter
September.
if you're
CPE.
not trading news or
Yeah, I just want to get it. Oh, okay. October 10th. Okay. That's our countdown. So yeah, looking at long-term volatility here. Looks like yeah, GDP, PCE data here, October 10th. And then why is Tesla here? Interesting. And then election spike in November. So yeah, here's the volatility game plan. Yeah, I better study that, print it out and stick it on my forehead. And then looking at here is sector rotation data with the 11 subsectors of the S&P 500. And let's take a quick look. Obviously, the losers stand out, and that's why I love looking at losers, because it's obvious. And here's oil, XLE, big loser. Holy cow. But once war officially pops off, then this explodes. But until we formally announce it and formally announce a recession, this will be pretty sleepy. What's the winner here? Real estate sector. Okay, understandable. Number 2 is the red, technology. Okay, XLK, understandable. Who is our second worst loser though? Healthcare stocks. Open enrollment. Yeah, that requires full-time workers. Yeah, that's gonna catch some weak hands. So yeah, understandable trends here.
Is
And
that,
then
Warren, is that a free site?
oh yeah, absolutely. This is Zero Hedge. Yeah, let me drop the article here.
Yeah, could you put that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, does that chart, is it published? What website publishes that chart?
Oh, I see what you mean. This is published haphazardly. I
Okay.
cannot find this consistently, like with all of the lines like this. I don't know of a free service unless maybe Flob does.
Because I have a study in TOS that I'll post to let you know.
Okay, yeah, but it would be really nice to see this because I mean, this would, I mean, why aren't traders looking at this? This makes our lives so much easier. Just short the losers. Like, yeah. Okay. But yeah. And I have some better articles with other charts that are more relevant. But yeah, it's 11:30. Yeah, let's speed up a little bit. All right, that's the first article. Let's go to number 2. Let's go to our currency data. So dollar strength. All right. And again, I think my weakest understanding is with like currencies and bonds. They don't teach that in finance school, unfortunately. I mean, they'll teach you how to calculate a coupon rate, but how does that apply geopolitically? Yeah, good luck, kid. Yeah, fucking business school.
So
Anyway,
DXY is complex because it's a whole basket of all of the other currencies. And there are calculations, there's Excel stuff, and it's all
Yeah.
available on the web. It's
Yeah.
not intuitive though. So you trade the euro or Japanese yen.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of variables in play here. But yeah, so let me think. As a neophyte, as a white belt, let me see. Let me interpret this. So dollar's weak, emerging markets go up, right? In theory. And then gold goes up? Wait, hold on. Dollar strength goes down, gold goes up. Is that the correct relation? Wait, no.
Yeah.
Dollars go down, commodities go up, right? Emerging markets go up. Okay.
And that's the weird thing, that oil traded opposite.
Oil trades opposite. Can you rephrase that?
So if you were going to calculate oil in euros, which are now more valuable versus the dollar,
Oh, okay.
dollar devaluing did not translate to higher oil price.
Oh, I see. Okay. So does that mean domestically we see higher oil prices and internationally it goes down?
When dollar value goes down, oil price costs more dollars.
Okay, so it's more expensive for US denominated consumers.
Yeah, and oil ran counter.
If you're buying paying euros for your oil, you're paying more. Like it'd be like 1.5% or 1.6% more.
Well, that's the theoretical model, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Just move on.
Yeah. Sorry.
Gold does the same thing. When dollar's not as valuable, it moves the price of gold in dollars up.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, need to get a little bit better. All right. Let's talk domestic news and politics. mini blood sucking ticks. Okay, predicted. And just to clarify our official position is we will talk shit on all parties. We hate everyone equally. And we're equally racist against everyone as well. So in case you were wondering. We play nice, Gary. We play nice. We're fair about it. All right. And we have lots of guns, so that helps. Okay. Let's see. Presidential stats. We got last week on the left and this week on the right. Let me drop this link in the chat if you want to place a wager on the predicted stats and further piss off your Gamblers Anonymous sponsor. Okay, all right, let's see. Kamala Harris, is she better this week or last week? Last week, 58 cents, yes. This week, 55 cents. So she's lost 3 pennies since last Thursday. But overall, so this has changed, but the presidential election winner has not. So I guess there's a pairs trade, as it were, if you wanted to play that. What else? I guess Wisconsin, the swing state, is up for grabs. What else? 63 cents Democratic looks like. And Biden is still 12 cent. You're gonna 12 pennies on him resigning. Okay, I mean, this is more of the same, not really anything crazy. Yeah. I guess we can call up Ben Franklin and tell him, yeah, hey, about that republic you told us about. Yeah, we couldn't keep it. Yeah, we fucked up. Okay, let me throw this screenshot on here. Oh, I just realized, I think I skipped the idiot of the week.
Yeah, you have.
My bad. That's our fun, our one of our funner items. I'll circle right back after domestic news. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you, Kurt, for the study. How does this look? Oh, that's interesting. When you output it like this, Kurt, is this just like today's stats for the time period?
It's from 6:30 in the morning till now.
Can you program that to be a certain duration?
You probably could. I haven't looked underneath in the code for it.
Okay. But I mean, if you wanted 0 overnight risk, and you just want to trade like 0 DTE sector rotation, I guess you could look at this and make some moves right there.
It's possible.
Yeah. So yeah, like to see it in this format, yeah, it just like, yeah, it showed me some 0 DTE potential. Let me leave that on the side, maybe do some research. All right, cool.
Yeah, the vertical one doesn't seem to work.
All right. Okay, yeah, and then here's super PAC activity. I mean, all the missile defense guys are on the red side. But technically the DNC is more pro-war. Right? Like it's not partisan to say that, is it?
The DNC is more neocon. Yes.
I mean, it's flipped, right?
They got in bed with the neocons.
Right.
That was their power play when they wanted to take back the presidency.
And money speaks volumes, right? And there's no money like MIC money. But a JFK Democrat, that era's Democrat, is traditionally anti-war, right? Anti-Vietnam, all that stuff.
It was very specific that Democrats got in bed with the neocons. Yeah.
Kind of sad. Hey, Faraz, welcome.
It's always been a uniparty.
Yeah. Oh, welcome, Faraz. I was just struggling with the Forex news. Maybe if you want to chime in. Let me scroll back up. Any thoughts on our continued weaker dollar? Like, what are you seeing? How's your own trades going? Yeah, like this is not my shit. So I'm so glad Faraz showed up. Any thoughts for us? Maybe he stepped away
Okay.
from his computer. Oh, there
No,
you
I
go.
I was
Welcome.
just having some technical issues. What's up? What are we looking at?
Yeah,
What did
yeah,
you
just love to get your thoughts on the weaker dollar. You know, how's that affecting your trading? You know, with yen risk, eurozone issues. You know, what are you seeing out there with the weakened dollar and oil being stupid and yeah.
oil being stupid? Oil's not being stupid. It's all, everything right now is Saudi Arabia and Israel's fault. Period. Full stop. That's the hecticness going on with oil, in my opinion. As far as currency trade risk, right now it just seems to me that everything's pretty much going to stay flat overall until we figure out what's going to go on in November. We're really too close for um, any kind of longer term trades to take root, because the difference between Kamala and Trump is night and day. So long term, we're not really looking at anything. We're just doing our short term trades right now, and so we're just basically going to be trading off volatility, watching what the dumb money does as the smart money reacts, and we're just trying to catch, what's in the middle. The dollar, I mean, DXY falling is not anything new, and then the basis point cut didn't help. The rumors of next month's another 50 basis point cut isn't really. It's all been priced in already. The smart money knows what's going to happen. So we generally like to stay in the middle of the playing field, just in case. The Eurozone has been falling forever. It's going to continue to do so. We don't see no change in that at all because of how they run stuff over there. Their deficits aren't going anywhere. You can't tell any of the pigs countries that we're going to all of a sudden change how you're going to get your retirement. So it's just Eurozone is basically going nowhere. The dollar, we're thinking it's going to probably bounce back, but not anytime before. Probably, I would say, the first quarter of 25. Once we decide who's president, and then all the nonsense settles down, we'll get back to business. Everything is honestly, it's kind of just been flat. Nothing's really been moving that much in forex. The commodity side has been. Gold is my superhero of the month, and actually, surprisingly, copper did a really cool spike, and we're not really sure why that went up so much. Not exactly sure, because it was pretty flat, and it didn't really react to the 50-cent basis point cut, and then all of a sudden, it just started skyrocketing for what we can't tell for any apparent reason. There's been no news on any of the green energy front, really, not anything spectacular, just more the same hooflaw. So we're actually quite quite disturbed on why it just spiked up as much as it did for no reason. I mean, you're talking about in like it's like up 7% in what I think it's only been like 3 days. Yeah, 3 days, 7% in
Wow.
3 days. So no idea why it pushed up that much.
We'll take it. We'll take
I mean,
it.
no, I'll take you. We'll absolutely take it, but I just don't know why. That's the scarier reason. I like to know why I'm getting in a trade. I don't like to just jump in without knowing a why. But you can't say no to something like this. 7% in 3 days is crazy.
And Dr. Copper doesn't like to move like this. Like, what the hell is going on?
It doesn't. We don't see it move this much in such a short time frame. This is a lot of movement. It's technically it's way in the overbought. I mean, skyrocketingly so. Every indicator is telling me it's way too much, but it doesn't care. For some reason, it's still climbing. It's even still climbing right now as I look at it on a Thursday.
So, there's a
Just to
looks
usually
like supply
this
crunch.
is usually a day when like midweek traders, this is the day they start to take profit because they want to do it before everybody pops in tomorrow, Friday. And that's not happening. It's going up. They're buying in anticipation of a possible continuation into next week with no real reason. Not really sure why it's happening.
Is this it? Supply shortfall?
$1 billion copper place slows them. I mean, but that's old news for anybody who's been trading. We know that the supply is way smaller than the demand. That's why it's been steadily rising. Just look at the chart. It's been going up. But this particularly large 3-day 7% move is not. Just look at the chart. It's not normal. It's not something that regularly happens.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Well,
I don't know.
especially with China in, meltdown.
China's in free fall. China has nothing
Right,
to do with
right.
it.
So
They're in free
you
fall.
would think that, their warehouses are full of copper was the story only 4 weeks ago.
Well, they still have it. It's not going anywhere.
Right,
Again,
right.
why? We
Well,
have
then-
supply. Where the hell is this spike coming from? Why?
Well, full of copper means they're not going to fill up another set of warehouses, probably.
Mhm. Yeah, no, they're not, and they're not doing anything with the copper that they currently have because China really doesn't like to sell stuff if they can use
Right.
it later because they got it at a good price. So they're not flooding the market, which is probably one reason why it hasn't been going down. But a 7% spike in 3 days is something that I haven't seen in a very long time. Gold is another story. That's smart money flooding before the market, before indices come crashing down in the next 3 to 6 months, which we already know is going to happen. Because gold and indices cannot be this high at the same time. You can't have all-time highs in a
At
safe
everything.
haven and indices. Somebody's freaking lying, and it's the
But-
index. The index is lying.
So if the Democrats win, everybody's expecting the market go down. And if Trump gets in, then, the assumption is we could go rocketing up like the first year of 2017.
For
So-
a little
In any
bit,
case-
for a little bit, for a little bit.
I can only give you our perspective, and our perspective
Yeah.
is no matter who wins, the market's going to crash in the next. I don't care who wins, the market has to crash because it's so ridiculously overpriced and it's all falsehood. It's not real. It has to come down. So
But if everybody devalues their currency, then it has to go up. I mean,
but what I mean is the multiples that a lot of these businesses are trading at is not sustainable. It cannot stay that high. It
Yeah.
must come down. There is no way it's going to keep flying high. How
The-
much it comes
But-
crashing down depends on whether it's Kamala or Trump.
I'm only disagreeing because this is always the story. The market's always going to crash. I mean, that's always the damn story.
Well,
And-
when I say crash, I should rephrase and I should say we are due
Correction.
for a correction.
Correction.
But I use the terms that the news uses because if it goes down 2% in a day, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, they're-
No, so I just use the
that's a
terms.
normal daily move.
Exactly. I'm just used to the terms. But no matter who wins, the market will correct. It will. It has to. It's just too high. Everything's super, super overvalued. Now, why is different? Kamala, it'll go down because the Democrats generally, when they're in power, the market kind of falls back because of strict regulation, higher taxes, blah, blah.
Yeah.
When Trump is in office, it's going to be a little bit of fear on what he's going to do, and you'll see which markets are going to come down. Probably defensive, so like all the war companies, they're going to slide down a little bit because of his mantra the last 6 months. I don't want war. I don't want war. I don't want war. So whether or not that's actually going to happen doesn't matter. People trade off speculation and trade off fear. They don't trade off facts till after. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the indices.
I think the reason for our market to maybe correct is because of the stimulus money that's China is pumping into its economy. So a
Well-
lot of foreign investment is going to be leaving the US market to try to go back into China. That's what I see can happen to our market. Money leaving the US to go into China.
I mean, not for nothing, but I have 0 people anywhere who are interested in anything to do with China at all. Nobody is interested, not even a little bit. I don't think it'll go there. That's
There-
for
But
us
we're talking
personally,
about
I don't think so.
institutions. We're talking about fund managers and institutions.
Yeah, I don't think they are
big-
either.
the big money.
because I don't think
They're-
they're going to go either. No, I don't. I
They're
don't believe it.
selling into retail like crazy right now.
Because my issue is that I mean, all I see now is I see Vietnam, India, Southeast Asia, Indonesia. I see that's where all the companies are moving from China to there. So my issue is, okay, if they're moving there and leaving China, why would anybody put money in China? That's the disconnect for me. I don't see big money going to China when companies are leaving China to go work in Africa, Indonesia, Vietnam, all that stuff. It's not, they're just not staying there anymore.
Yeah,
So
but I think the stock market is a little bit different because fund companies or institution investors, they look at a medium term. They're not looking out 10 years with all companies moving out of China, right? They're looking in what they can capitalize or profit in maybe 3 months, 6 months, with all this pumping money into
Well, this is it.
Chinese
Well, this is it,
economy,
Wayne.
right?
Like this is the last, this is the last act. This is it.
Mhm.
Like this,
Yeah, I
like
agree.
like
I
and
agree.
we'll pull up the Chinese M2 money supply charts in just a bit. But there's no recovery for this. And to counter your hypothesis, what's the FDI, the formal China FDI losses?
FXI? Oh.
No, FDI, foreign direct
Oh, okay.
investment. Empirically, institutions are leaving. They're not going in. Just ask Blinken. Where's his money? It's leaving. Like
And then buying into like Chinese stocks and all of that.
no. I mean, this is what this is you have to take a step back. This is the final pump and dump. This is
Mhm.
Beijing
Right.
bailing out all of their friends one last time. Like
Mhm.
freaking sell your A shares. I gave you this big favor. It's at an all-time peak. Like, we'll make sure the banks transferred that week and blah, blah, blah. And then this is the last hurrah for all the dumb or the lower ranking Chinese officials that are still stuck in China. Everyone else already got out years ago.
So we should be shorting Chinese market
Now,
then.
yeah, this is a gift from
Baba,
God, right?
Baidu, and yeah.
This again to me is like it's hangman with a higher scaffold. Like you should, I like, even though I took some hits this week, I am on my knees thanking Beijing for rebuilding the scaffold so I can hang them
For the
properly
short.
again. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is beautiful, and just give it like a week for all the noise to clear out, and then the Chinese insanity will resume again. Because I'll tell you what's happening. Like we haven't got to Chinese news yet, but they're using fake banknotes. It's already captured on film, and RMB notes are showing up with the same serial numbers. Like, this is over. And remember, China was deploying tanks 2 years ago. I told you guys in October 2 years ago, they were stopping bank runs of tanks 2 years ago. 3 years of COVID lockdowns in all the tier 1 cities. Like, how are these positive signs for China? Like Faraz said, it's in free fall. Youth unemployment, they stopped reporting that a year already. There's no FX data, no bond data. GDP is doctored to the high heavens. Like, we know all this. Even their electricity figures are doctored because that's a proxy for industrial output. So China is a zombie. It's less than dead. You know, it's a corpse on dialysis.
it's a paper tiger that's on fire now.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, look to Vietnam, look to India, look to Indonesia. Like, these are the new titans. And anyone who's everyone in China has already left. If you're still in China, you're stuck because of your job, or you're an idiot, or you're poor. Like, it doesn't matter, you're fucked.
Maybe for that reason, China needs to invade all those Asian countries, right?
They
Including
could have,
Taiwan.
sure, but they're not the Imperial Japanese. They don't have supplies. They don't have troops. They have things on paper, but that doesn't matter because everything's been stolen.
The most important thing, they have no experience in war.
Right.
They'd lose against almost anybody.
And everything they've done is a fugazi. Like, their carriers are a fugazi. Their 1980s Soviet leftovers on diesel. They take 3 days to power up. They can't even turn. It's a nightmare. Like, their fighter aircraft doesn't work. Like, China's been taking the shortcut in every race imaginable. And you know, you can't cheat on everything and then expect to do well on the final test. And sure, the midterms were open book, but the final is closed book, you know, and good luck, China.
So we
Okay.
should not fear China invading
No,
the US.
not at all.
then.
Yeah, like sure, China, be confident, and then that like like as a moral illustration, Beijing's made all the bad decisions. Like if there's anyone darker than the USA, it's China. It's just that
Yeah.
we don't know about China's scandals and war crimes because they shoot the messengers.
You literally have to have people in the ground, or you have to we have as our company, we have friends in China, and so we hear crap all the time from the street level, and it's not you never hear about it on TV. You never see it, and they moderate everything. I mean, I get a Chinese newspaper delivered here, and it's always bright and sunny news, no matter what. I don't care what's happening. It's always nice. Oh, we're working with the Euro nations. Africa loves us. No, they actually don't. They're pissed because you guys started to build crap and just left it. The what's it called? The Road and Belt Initiative.
Belt and
It's a
Road
complete,
bullshit. Yeah.
Belt and Road.
complete disaster. Complete and utter disaster.
Yeah, it's left actually a lot of countries in severe debt getting involved with that Belt and Road.
Right.
You got
And
it. You got that right, Gary. Exactly right. Because what they'll do is they come in, they'll say, "Hey, we'll give you guys hundreds of billions of dollars that we just printed, and and we'll build you guys all this stuff, and all we want from you is your total, complete loyalty." And then they go in and they use African countries and they hire warlords to run the shit for them. And then it all comes apart when, oh, this broke and China's busy doing other stuff because we already got your agreement. They stop building stuff. They can't service the debt. It's a disaster. It's a disaster.
What's happening is they're also ending up with long-term leases on property and whatever in various different countries that is strategically important.
yeah, they got the ports.
Yeah,
And
I was just gonna say they build the ports and all the like in South America and South Africa. Oh, not South Africa, but in South America they got a bunch of ports that you can't use because China owns. Yeah, no, it's a big deal. Oh, there it is. You just passed it. I just saw the map.
It's very shrewd, but here's the problem. They can't finish. And it's worthless if you don't finish the project. Yeah, let me paste this in the chat.
That portfolio, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. That they have all those ports.
Except they don't work.
No, they don't work. There's
the
holes
barges
in
don't
them.
work. Yeah, it's hilarious. There's no power. There's no water.
No,
It's great.
No,
I mean, tofu construction concepts, but exported at scale. It's great. Pissing off all the third world, overlords over there.
what's it called over there? Like tofu dredge, right?
Tofu dredge. Yeah,
tofu dredge. So they're doing the tofu dredge over in these ports too. They build it as cheap as possible. I think Gary said they have like a 1,000,000-year lease on the land.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is revenge for the Europeans because they got Macau jacked, Shanghai jacked, and Hong Kong jacked. Those were 3 port cities. Those were fishing villages back in the day, like tiny pieces of shit. So this is revenge for European colonization, African colonization, and South American colonization. But again, this takes money.
Thing for fentanyl.
And fentanyl. There you go. Yeah. And then you wonder, wait, why are there 1 million undocumented Chinese coming through San Diego? And then you see this picture and you're like, holy shit. I cannot be here in the next 2 years. If I'm smart, I need to get the fuck out of the United States. Okay.
Where you gonna go?
I'm going to your hometown. I'm going back to Thailand where it's safe, Wani.
Really?
Anywhere. Like, no, really. Like, I have to take a playbook out of the Japanese American, textbooks, right? Like, I'm not going to be shoved into horse stalls. I will shoot my way like out or something. And if the Japanese Americans in California, they had 48 hours to leave and pack up. Like, how are you going to sell your business? How are you going to sell your home? Like, you basically got robbed wholesale, and then the whites take all your shit yet again, and then you come back and like, good luck, right? So, I mean, where's the Japanese reparations? Like, yeah.
They're not
So-
a major voting bloc, so you're never going to get even a hint of reparations for.
And they vote blue reliably. You know, a handful of
Yeah.
chinks rolled red, but it doesn't do anything. But yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I'll be in Morocco, so I'll see you. Let me
There
know
you-
when you're in Thailand. I got friends in Thailand. I'll meet you over there for a vacation.
We'll hang out in what's it called? Marrakech?
Marrakesh, yeah.
Marrakech.
I'll
yeah.
actually be over in Tangiers because it's closer to the water, and you can go anywhere in Europe from Tangier because it's right at the Straits. You can actually see Spain right across the water.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like, I mean, like, but my skin color is not brown. Like, it just wouldn't be
Well-
tactical to be on that side of the world.
Oh,
Without
no, I'm
friends.
talking about where,
without
where
without
I'll
friends.
be. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be. You're always welcome to visit.
There,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. Awesome. All right. All right. Let's pivot back to domestic news for a sec. Out of domestic news to our idiots of the week, the funnest part of our show. So here's the top trading losers from Wall Street Bets. So these are our counterparty for a lot of our option trades. So these are the kids that are buying short-dated options at shitty strikes, and it has to hit. And if it doesn't hit, like, they're toast. Like, this is worse than butterflies, where that third strike really needs to land. This is one-legged, you know, all in. So let's take a look at our first loser. Lost 12,000 of my mom's savings as a college student. Holy shit. And he's on Robinhood. He's on his iPhone, probably his iPhone 16. What did he say? He realizes he has a gambling addiction, and for a college student, he can't type or do proper grammar or casing or punctuation, but mom still gave him $12,000.
Wow.
Low
To invest?
expectation. Yeah. Kid can't type, but yeah, he's investing. All right. That's our first loser. Numero dos. All right. It's been a long ride. This poor kid has lost 94% of portfolio value, and also on Robinhood on his phone. Like, do you see a theme? All right. Look at that. Run the stochastics on his price action curve here, huh? But yes, he's accepted his retard status, and yeah, he didn't post positions, but yeah,
What did he invest on?
everything. And here, someone posted the Wendy's application. This is what it looks like, in case you didn't know. Right for me, Wendy's International. Oh my God. But yeah, see this? Beautiful. I gotta upload this. You know what? More conversations should be ended with just a job application. It will shut up more debates.
Seriously.
Where's Jacob?
If you're in California, you get a job there. That's 40 grand a year, man. If you work at Wendy's in California,
They get better paid in a lot of industries. In fact, there's a waiting line. There's a waiting line. You gotta bribe your way in to get those $20 an hour jobs now. Yeah. All right.
40 grand to flip a burger, dude.
All right. Next loser of the month. When you only have one day in a month, but that's an elevator. Oh my God.
My God.
September 11th. What did he do?
Totally 50.
Robinhood. Playing one-legged calls on Spy. Where's that shirt? Where that Flav sent me? I gotta pull this out and like diss out some trolling. Hold on, let me give me uno momento. There's a great, like, we should give this away. Where's that beautiful?
There's such a huge lag on Robinhood. How could you trade options on Robinhood? I don't even. Can you? Is it even possible?
Because you don't
Because
want to
it's
win.
fake.
You don't want to win.
Or to trade on your phone. How do they do it?
Yeah. Well, Flav sent me this, and we should send it to this poor kid. Spy. It's like SPX for pussies. You know what? We'll post this onto his channel just to piss him off. I'll reply to his thread.
That's a good one. I gotta buy that shirt now.
There you go. I'll drop it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. I'm gonna buy a bunch of them for the guys.
There you
I'm gonna buy
go.
a bunch of them for the guys.
That's so cool. And I've already decided my future license plates for all the supercars. You know, there'll be thank you SPX, thank you RTY, thank you NDX. Thank you, Rut. You know? The whole 1256 family.
Oh man, you gotta love that. The 1256.
There you go. Thank you, tax code.
Oh
It's-
man.
we need to form a retail super PAC to do more lobbyist actions so Kamala doesn't raise our fucking corporate taxes and other things. But yeah.
They want to raise the what do you call it?
Tax unrealized gains. Like that would implode everything.
Yeah, would just, you want to kill America? There you go. You know how much money everybody has floating?
All the boomers would get cut at the
Yeah.
knees, at the ankles, at the ankles,
Dude, yeah.
ankles.
They'll be begging for death.
Yeah, silver bullets are passed around to everyone, and then like all the gold players would be just chilling. Like what gold? We had a tragic boating accident. We don't know what you're talking about.
It all sank, sir. I don't know.
And the gun safe was on board.
I mean, we're still long gold. We just not closing because it's not stuff. We took some profit, but it's, we closed a couple contracts this week. But damn it just keeps going.
Gold's moved $20 since 10 o'clock. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's up 90% from last year. It was 1,800, and today it's 27 and change. So, or it hit 27. Yeah. 90%. So one contract would make you 90 grand in 1 year. That's crazy.
Someone did, right? But
yeah, sure.
For sure, yeah. All right. Last idiot of the week. Only a true intellectual could lose like this when the S&P is up 21% year to date.
Seriously.
Whoa,
how much is he down?
5,000.
99.7.
On his phone, on his iPhone, on Robinhood. Like they're posting, like it's just beautiful. But now his remaining $13 will get his 5% APY. Don't worry.
Before tax.
There you go. This guy didn't post his. Oh, this is funny. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, Down syndrome.
Oh, man.
Beautiful. Let me paste this in the chat. You guys will like this.
Oh my god.
Send this to some friends. Piss off some people. Are you up today? Oh my god. And then follow up the Wendy's application. Get defriended.
That's so good.
Oh my god. You know what? We gotta make that the new idiot of the week banner. We're doing a field promotion today. We're gonna retire the beloved word art. We're gonna do this. Oh Lord. Oh my god. That's so good. Wait, I still need the banner actually, because I don't know what this is. All right, there we go. We'll shrink this. That's so cool. Okay. All right. Okay, that's idiots of the week. And let's get back to our fun news. Okay. All right. The rest of the domestic news. All right. Nancy Pelosi again, winningest trader in human history. Magical. Good job, Paul. But yeah, let's go back to Gary's point, and he recalled that in the 2000 political campaign term, there was a similar widespread downgrade. Do you guys faintly remember this? Let me try to Google this. Morgan Stanley downgrades. Oh shit, is this it? Oh no, this is the same one. 2000.
Yeah, put 2020.
Oh, sorry. I didn't have any coffee today. 2020, let's see, downgrades. 2020. You know, someone at Google.
There's a bunch of stuff where Trump was predicting a major recession and stuff like that as well, kind of thing, if he didn't win. just like he is now.
Yeah, so here's something. This is post-election, but but yeah, I don't doubt your memory, Gary. Just I'm trying to find some sources.
What's I can't remember the guy on Fox Business there, but he
Kramer, Baldy,
no oh God
which talking head? Lots of talking heads.
yeah I can't remember his name right now, but anyway
Okay, no worries, no worries. But yeah,
it
the trend we understand.
he ended up a couple of years ago he apologized for getting it all so wrong, kind of thing, which is kind of funny. Oh God, I wish I could think of his name. I can't.
Oh,
Anyway.
it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. So yeah, let's look at this US auto downgrade. So we got Journal Auto Profits warning, and they have a giant labor dispute for Volkswagen affecting some 30,000 heads. US auto consumers slowing, rise in inventories, rise in delinquencies. Yeah, no shit. M&A consolidation underwhelmed. AI theme creating capex risk. US honeypot attracting more competition. CO2, CHG, ESG bullshit. China moving from demand to supply. Okay, China dumping. Yeah, that's a fucked up one. But we have tariffs to stop that.
Okay.
So yeah, these are all valid points. I don't know what the hell this
Stuart Varney is his name. Stuart Varney.
Stuart Varney. Oh, hey.
Varney, yeah.
Varney from Bridge. Okay.
Yeah.
A Murdoch acolyte. Excellent.
Yeah.
76. Wow. He's gonna outlive
Yeah.
Kissinger. Holy shit. Is he still working? Looks like it.
Yeah, he's still on a bit, I think.
Oh no,
I
he's from
don't-
the dark side. London School of Economics. Oh God. I have a handful of friends who went here, and then all of them to the man joined the IMF and the WEF and IMF. Like we can't be friends anymore. Like these are my high school homies. But yeah, I lost a handful of friends to the dark side. And they're all super weird and they really like acid. Okay.
Charles Payne is the only guy I like at Fox
Oh, okay. I haven't watched
for
Fox now.
finance. He's a big, very, very, very intelligent speaker, black guy.
I'm still uber pissed at Murdoch for having Fox News call the election early to scare voters away from the polls that day. That was pretty dirty. Yeah, but it's Murdoch. Like what the hell was I expecting? Okay. Let's talk my alter ego for a second. Mr. Warren Buffett. And don't forget, his Indian vice chairman has been unloading Berkshire A stock like there's no tomorrow. That's a sign of confidence, right? But yes, looks like the unloading will reach the 10% disclosure requirement. Then you won't have to report this at all. But here's a timetable. That's pretty major, guys. And no one cares. No one's piggybacking on the trade. I mean, I did a little bit, but it's pretty sleepy. Let me get the ticker really quick for you guys. What is it? BAC, that's right. Let's look at Bank of America stock.
What did you say? Which shares, A or B, is he dumping?
Vice Chairman, A shares.
Okay, let me go see what's going on with that.
Berkshire Hathaway, here, selling an article, Vice Chairman. This was like 2-3 weeks ago. It's an Indian guy. I think his name is AJ or something. Let me see. What was it? It's the Munger replacement.
Giant Adjit? Jainajit.
Something like Ajit Jain. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. Yeah, I found the article. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a paywall on that one, but you can find the equivalent. Yeah.
No, I got it here on Datarama. Yeah, they're dumping.
Yeah. So that says a lot, right? Here's Bank of America. And here's the crazy thing. Bank of America is not crashing. Like effectively, Warren Buffett is unloading his entire Bank of America position relatively slowly. It's faster than in the past, but he is unwinding it to zero, it looks like. He's just happy that it's going to be under 10%, so he doesn't have to talk to anybody anymore. But people are buying the dip. They're buying into Warren Buffett, selling into them. Like, since when has Warren Buffett done this? He's at a peak cash position. Berkshire Hathaway has never had so much cash before. This is worse than like 05 and 06.
Well, he knows that the market's going to, again,
Right.
He knows it's going to come down. He's going to rebuy when the price is better. He's going to buy
Right.
everything when it's on sale. That's what
Right.
we're waiting for. We're
Right.
waiting for the same thing.
Right, and then there's the interest rate play on the bonds.
Sure, that's like an added bonus.
You know, because he has boatloads of money to actually play the T-bills or whatever.
Yeah, he buys the
He has more T-bills
monthlies.
he has more T-bills than the New York Fed.
I don't remember if he buys I think it's the monthlies. I think it's he buys the they buy the 4-week. I forgot, but he buys them. Yeah, the T-bills because he's just waiting. Why not collect 4.5%?
Well, yeah, but then 4.5% has big wins when it goes to 3.5%.
Yeah, but by the time that happens, I believe this is all speculation. I believe by the time it reaches 3.5, that the market will have come down enough that he'll just rebuy Bank of America and every other damn thing, and he'll get the 1% he lost. Oh, he'll get that back, no problem.
Well, no, he wins 1% if it comes down,
He does.
and it's instantaneous. You know, like
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
on the bond, you
yeah.
instantly collected that 1% times 8 years.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
It's
and
compounding.
It's hundreds of billions too. It's not like a few cents. It's hundreds of billions that he's got just sitting in cash. No, you're right. Yeah, no, that's true.
And here's his number one position left behind, AAPL.
A lot of people aren't really happy with Apple. From our end, we get a lot of chatter about people not really being thrilled. The new iPhone's basically going to be a flop. A lot of people aren't willing to spend $1,800 on what? What are we spending it on? What did we upgrade?
A better camera sensor.
And some damn AI bullshit that's going to be obsolete in 3 months.
That's right.
For $1,800, like the most expensive phone. I think Samsung has one that's more expensive.
A question. Like you get all these nice, wonderful phones and that with all these whiz bang features, and how much or how many of those features do you ever use?
Quite honestly, the most expensive part of cell phones is always going to be the same thing: the camera sensor, the chipset, and the memory. Everything else is pennies. So they're really making a fortune on it. They stopped buying Sony sensors a long time ago. They started making their own because Sony had the premier sensors for cameras. They had to bring their costs down, so they started making their own. As far as features wise, most of it is tech features, like digital features that are basically worthless. AI, wow, smart thing. They want you to be dumber. Hey, who did I meet last week? Instead of remembering, you want the phone to remember who you met last week. Instead of you remembering. There's an ad right now going around. Hey, Siri or whatever her name is. Who was the guy I met last month? And you don't remember?
Do you really care?
Exactly. Do you really care?
The NSA cares.
No, of course. NSA.
Back to your phone. MediaTek is the chipset in your phone.
That's it. Yeah.
MediaTek just came out with benchmark numbers on the 9400, and supposedly it's like 20% faster than a bunch of chips.
That's the one, MediaTek. Yeah.
And the U.S. government doesn't like it because the CIA doesn't have the secret codes to steal everything
yet.
Rob Braxton did a great review of the iPhone 13 from a pure privacy standpoint. I just pasted in the chat. It's a great video, and his clincher is pretty good. He just basically said, "Look, Beijing has approved this phone. Any further questions?"
That's good. Actually, that's good.
So all the AI features and backdoors where it's studying the metadata of your photos for you, it's like they're basically imaging everyone's phone on your behalf at headquarters. that should terrify everybody. Even if you don't have any like gray market or black market activities on your phone, like it should terrify you.
Man, all you gotta do is read the toss, which nobody ever does. Read the toss, you're basically signing everything away.
I should just pull that up just for fun.
Yeah, that's what AI is going to be good at.
Yeah.
Because none of us read those, but AI can rip through it really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a couple websites already that you can copy paste the toss, and it'll give you like a brief summary of what's bad, what's good, what's okay, what's doesn't matter. But even that, people are still too lazy to go do. Because imagine you got to do it for every website, every time you do anything. And how do you? And it's really hard to do like on PlayStation and on the video game services because it's hard. You can't copy paste from there. And
Oh,
those are
right.
some of the worst. Those are some of the worst things. If any of you guys have kids, tell them not to curse, use any racial slurs or anything while they're gaming because it all gets recorded. All of it. Every freaking word you say gets recorded.
Yeah, there's stuff in the news about I there's a whole bunch of things going on where people are going to have to give up the data logs and out the clients that said the bad words or
Yeah,
there
exactly.
was a gaming software that they just got the courts to, it was an Elon Musk thing. Somebody gave the keys or backdoor or code or something.
Man, it all started in like 2012 or something. I remember somebody sent me a clip of what's that boring ass shit that the government talks, that channel C-SPAN. They were talking to the they were talking to the freaking one of the heads of the CIA, and they're like, every time everybody wants more money, how come you guys don't want more money? Why is it that you guys don't need more money to do your spy stuff? And he goes, oh, sir, that's because everybody's giving us their information on Facebook, Instagram, and all that shit. They're just giving us everything, so we don't need as much money. We don't even have to do the satellite thing anymore because Warren is friends with Gary and Wani, and they're friends with these people, and they talk to these people, and they were here and they were there, and it's all right there for us. So we don't need the money. Spend it somewhere else.
You left out the duffel bag money from the cocaine sale, last week.
Oh yeah, well, they can't say that in Congress, but you know what I'm saying.
and the lottery winnings that just go somewhere.
There's a new documentary coming out about that, about the government scam of the lottery. It comes out next month, I think. Yeah.
What'd you call it? The stupid tax?
The stupid tax, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're running a little bit out of time, so let's just close out with the two last big points, which is Chinese news. Let's look at this huge injection into M2 money supply, and we'll talk the obvious trade behind that, or ahead of that is gold, right? So let's talk China for a second. So yeah, this is wow. This is unexpected, number one. We knew they would bail out, but not to this extent. This is they basically lit the RMB on fire. Yeah, there will be short-term rewards, but this is guaranteeing long-term destruction. So yeah. So we talked about this, right? The key watermark for the Shanghai Stock Exchange is 3,000. We repeat this mantra over and over again. If you look at the long-term stats, right? It's been at 3,000 for the last 15 years. It's gone nowhere. And effectively, this has been a wealth transfer from retailers directly to the ruling elites. This makes our plunge protection team look like a joke. So yeah, massive con job. And to the penny, it went to 3,000. It's just mind-boggling, like the amount of RMB that was needed to do this. So on top of this, there's also like drastic reductions on like reserve requirements, home purchase security deposit requirements as well. So it is a deregulation all across the board, and it will work in the short term, but you've lit your money on fire. I don't know how else to say it. And unlike us, they can't export their inflation. So here's the USD to RMB conversion rate. It's kind of frozen at the moment. This was actually ticking the other way. I mean, it's been deflating, right? So China's big fear was deflation for a long time, or at least for the last easily 6 months. So here is, yeah, the USD, the RMB chart. Let's zoom out a little bit.
From a currency value perspective, that number, the 7, which never changes, by the way, it's always around 7. It should actually be around 3.5, between 3 and 3.5. But they,
of course,
they manipulate it. Yeah, obviously.
And in a way, you can blame, we also have ourselves to blame, right? Like Jerome Powell dropped rates. So Beijing reacted by doing the same thing. So this is almost like, Deng Xiaoping all over again with the RMB pegged to the US dollar. How can you say it's not pegged to the US dollar in today's landscape?
Pre-COVID, China had one of the largest middle class, and they demanded higher earnings. So you can't have a really big middle class, and yet the potential for your money still stays the same. You got to pay them more. So if you pay them more, they're accepting. You get what I'm trying to say? You can't
it's
keep
self-correcting.
it at $7. Yeah,
right,
it's self-correcting.
Right.
It should be, because it costs more. Ask any business person, even Elon. It's more expensive now to make shit in China. Well, how the hell is the currency still the same? It's because it's manipulated. It's obvious.
Right,
it's plain to anyone who doesn't have their hand, or doesn't have China's hand up their butt, because they're not allowed to say that they do that. You have a massive middle class. Well, you did before they locked everybody down. Now it's all dead.
For 3 years. 3 years of
3
lockdowns.
years. So that's all gone now. So maybe it is the same value now, since nobody made anything for 3 years.
Yeah. So it is a catastrophic decimation of like the working class there. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, unemployment's bad in the US and it's starting, but it is horrific in China. Like,
Warren, you're a China expert. Tell me, unless tier 1 cities start to really deteriorate, we're really not going to hear about it. Because they can push tier 2, tier 3 cities aside. Tier 1 cities, major cities, Shanghai and all them, if they start going down, then we're going to hear about it. Other than that, they can keep it quiet.
And what's happening in Shanghai right now and in southern China? Flooding and rainfall and monsoons and typhoons, right? And what's upstream Shanghai? The Three Gorges Dam. That is like one of the biggest reasons not to build the Three Gorges Dam. He was the one lone scientist, the one dissenting voice, and he got ostracized. He disappeared. Like we'll just leave it at that. He said it's a national security risk. And that absolutely is true, because what's downstream from the Three Gorges Dam? Wuhan, which is, from an output perspective, it's the equivalent of Chicago. It's in the middle of China. It handles a lot of canals and routing of agricultural goods, just like Chicago. So it functions just like that. So you got Chicago, and below Chicago, you got Shanghai. So it's like if Chicago and California got flooded out when the dam broke, like that's effectively what the Three Gorges Dam would do. Like you'd lose the Midwest and you'd lose California. Like, how does China function?
Well, they starve. The other part is they starve.
Right. They starve.
Because
no
it
economic
wipes
output.
out like 40% of their crops, just like instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not even talking about giant floods. I mean,
right.
It breaks.
And
just giant swath of the best farmland just gets wiped out.
And here's the crazy part. China's been planning for this. Who owns 60% of the world's grain reserves?
Well,
Bill Gates.
No, China.
Yeah.
They own most of the grain reserves and rice reserves of the world. And they started that process well ahead of COVID. They were always planning for war and everything else. But yeah.
Well, they got hurt during COVID. And they really did like lose a lot of pigs.
Yeah. And COVID was not planned well. They released COVID ahead of schedule because Hong Kong was getting really rowdy. 2018 summer, if you guys remember that. And it rolled over to 2019. And if it kept going, independence for Hong Kong would be not far away, and international press and blah, blah, blah. So they released the virus and had to lock down Hong Kong overnight. Awfully convenient.
So what does China plan to do with their agricultural products that they are hoarding
Preserve the party at the expense of everything else.
Well, they don't
for
starve to death.
themselves.
No, I mean, it's huge. They don't starve to death. They have protein in their
Right.
country.
For the elites and the cadres, the food supply for the normies and the party members are separate. They have their own organic micro grows just for party members.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's factual.
Yeah.
The guys on the ground tell us about it all the time. The food is basically for the normal people. Most of it is poisoned garbage, recycled oil, shit that people step on. But the party, oh man, they have special trains that are guarded by the military to deliver grains, hogs, cow milk, everything. And that's why they don't care if the rest of China eats crap, because their 50,000 members get to eat the best of the best.
Well,
They get
the
first pick.
revolution happens if people starve. So it's 12:30. Just by the way.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so here's my Panda Tech watch list, right? All the tech boys, my market cap, and everything is fucking green. Even
Yeah.
fucking Zoom video is green. And Zoom video was always a Chi-Com op. I don't know why people like fought me and denied it. Like, where are the servers? That should tell you everything. They're not on US soil. Or there's redundant servers outside of US soil.
We're
But yes.
using Zoom right now.
Zoom might come back once they go into monkeypox lockdowns for this winter. We'll see.
I'm sure the servers for this Zoom is in the United States.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the latency is.
No. But Dave, before your time, we've had problems. I say the right buzzwords. This Zoom meeting turns off. We've done it in real time before. Ask Wani, ask Flob, the older guys. Like we
Okay,
did
so
this
they
in
might have logs that go.
2021, 2022. We tested this. Like the OCR and voice recognition software is really good. Like if you read the meeting transcripts, it's scary. Like they know exactly what we're talking about. But yeah.
Baba's up like almost $10
Yeah.
today.
So just
Believe
give it
that?
some time, but this will flip. I think there's a little bit more room to
More
go.
room?
Yeah,
The upside.
just wait till next month and then set like nice big hulking shorts.
Okay. Let me know when you are shorting.
All right, Wani.
Well, they'll all sort of collapse at the same time because
Yeah.
it's just being flooded in at this point. They're propping up the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
It's like the plunge protection.
Yeah. And then pivoting to gold really quick, let's look across the gold ecosystem. So we'll start with the futures, the ETS, and let's look at the miners briefly, and then we'll call it a day. So here's GC, the big gold contracts. If you look at this, it's really sleepy. And I don't even have to pull up the commitment of traders report. Like there's nothing, it's pretty evenly matched overall. Like momentum, I mean, without looking at the rest of the charts, just looking at the momentum line, I would expect this to be really boring and flat, but clearly something else is happening. And I think the Shanghai Gold Exchange data doesn't hit what I'm seeing because the count doesn't make sense. Like if I calculate like what a futures contract is worth, I look at the Shanghai Gold Exchange, look at the London Clearinghouse, the Chicago COMEX stuff, like something's really wrong. Like technically from this should even out. But I don't know where this bullish bias is coming from. So again, I think central banks are making handshake deals behind closed doors, and it's superseding the exchanges. That's why, like, I don't see any of this data. But yeah, I would love to hear like the veteran traders, like what they think about the gold market.
Just so it's clear, it's up 7% in 16 days. That's massive, considering that the S&P is still climbing and all the indices are still climbing. This is booming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got that BRICS meeting, and yeah. But yeah, GLD, same story. The momentum line, the on balance momentum line, it doesn't justify the price action. Like I'm kind of confused. Again, I think these retail analytics don't mean shit when central bankers are making hundreds of millions of dollars worth of deals like under the table. So yeah. I mean, it's a good thing. I don't want to complain too much, but yeah, like where's that Saudi article? Central bank, yeah, this one. So yeah, stuff like this, like that's like annual, like let me see. Let me just look up the Royal House of Saudi's total gold reserves. Let me just look up Saudi gold reserves total. Okay, you guys ready? Any guesses? Any guesses? I know Larry's been on fire today. What's the Saudi
500,
500
1,000
tons?
tons, 1,000.
1,000 from Wani. Any other guesses? Larry? Saudi Arabia, how many tons of gold? Kurt?
No.
30?
No, I'm okay.
All right.
No.
All right. So they were trying to buy 160. They only have 320.
Oh,
That's half the stash, which means this number is obviously a lie. But they just did this. So that's kind of crazy. Like they're buying half their stash in secret. So yeah, I think my hypothesis maybe is correct. I don't know how to prove it. We got to talk to some older, GC pit traders or something. Like, are there any other vectors for price action besides what's happening at the exchanges? Clearly, the answer is yes. I just don't know the details.
which country has the most gold reserve? Is it the US?
We don't know is the correct answer.
That's yeah, we have no idea.
I would say China, but then that means like, what is the people's
US.
reserve and what is Beijing's reserve? Those are different questions, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just sent that. Yeah, I just said this in. So look if you look at December, so if you scroll down a little bit and you'll see the December open interest at close. Look at that number, 464,000. That's today's open interest at 12:30, the last time they updated it.
But that's the active contract.
Yeah, that's the active contracts.
That's the description of, there are months, but it's not real.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 months that are the important ones.
But December's one of them. End of the year is an important one.
Yeah.
November is very small, only 1,000.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's because it's not as important as December. Usually we like to do it by the quarters, so the end of each year.
Quarter, okay.
Yeah, by a quarter. So December is the biggest quarter, obviously, of the year.
The other one that most people don't know is the Fed doesn't change rates it's usually September and December, just so everybody knows.
Oh, that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people are talking about another 50 coming up.
No,
I don't think so, and I don't expect it to happen anytime before December.
Like I think for active wild cards,
the election.
I mean, the Fed tool. What did the Fed tool say? They just changed it. I'll go look. They just changed it over there. Hold on, you guys talk. Let me find that CME Fed tool.
Yeah,
they just changed the.
Like now that we've got the Fed out of the way, we have fewer active wild cards going into November, but we still have a lot of them, right? And a lot of them are geopolitical, related to war, in the Middle East or within the Ukraine. And Taiwan, the Taiwan Strait is there too. So yeah, lots of black swans. Holy cow. All right, take care, Linda. Catch you later. But yeah, we're done, guys. Let me stop the recording.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care,
Enjoy
Linda.
your lunch.